Paid versus organic marketing. Which one is effective? Which one should I use for my business? That is what we're going to discuss today. Hello, this is the Marketing Matters podcast where we talk about marketing trends, strategies, and tech. I'm your host, Victoria, and with me is my lovely co host.
Steve, welcome.
Welcome. Okay, Steve, as we just begin this conversation, let me just give you statistics. As you know me, I'm a data person.
Yeah. I have noticed you like those things. You make me look bad.
Yeah, it's good
But
to
carry
have
on.
a conversation on statistics. Anyway, did you know that according to a recent survey done by HubSpot, 70% of marketers say that their best leads come from organic search? Yet at the same time, businesses are allocating nearly 60% of their budget on paid advertising. And also, just another statistics, a study from WorldStream found out that businesses make an average of $2 in revenue for every $1 spent on Google Ads, indicating that there is a very strong return on investment when you're executing paid campaigns.
Mm.
So, which marketing tactic is best? Is it paid? Is it organic? Well, listen to this podcast as we take you through the differences between the two and how effectively you can use each of them. So, for starters, we'll start by understanding each one of them. So, Steve, maybe you can start us off. What is organic marketing?
Yeah, to put it simply, organic marketing is marketing that you don't pay for. So if you look at it in the and we're going to talk mainly about digital marketing because let's be honest, that's the future of
Yeah,
marketing.
yeah.
Um, Not even the future, it is what currently
It's here.
works.
It's here.
Yeah, the others is just, let's call it, client relationship management and sales. But like I said, organic marketing is, in simple terms, marketing that does not require, quote unquote, active or payment for it to work or for you to
Yes.
execute it. And you can think about this example when you're doing an email campaign, and you
Mm-hmm.
only, maybe you are, I'm assuming you are the marketing guy, or you are the business that is sending out the emails. The best, or the most expense you will incur is usually maybe on the email marketing tool. Usually, everything else is just your creativity and how aggressive you push out or you do those blasts. If you are doing content creation on social media, usually that's also another type of organic marketing, because that is, you're using a social media platform that is, again, quote unquote, free. Another type of marketing is if you're running an e-commerce platform, or if you have, what's the word, if you have a website and you want to do, and you do content. It can be blogs, or you even actually have products that you're selling. That is also another
Mm-hmm.
type of organic marketing. So like I said, marketing that does not require you to spend money. If you're doing social media, quote unquote, content strategies, if you're posting, maybe you've decided, I have 10 products, I shall be posting 10 products every day for the rest of the year without uh, paying for that product to be seen with amongst other people. That is also
Yeah.
another type of organic marketing. And Vicky, like in your intro, I think, what we shall talk about, maybe some of those advantages and disadvantages. But at the core, it's just marketing that you are engaging in that does not require funds or resources.
Yeah, I think that is very nice definition of organic marketing. It is basically just as you've mentioned, and of course
Free
you have
marketing.
mentioned yes, and of course you've mentioned the different channels. That is social media like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Anytime you do content that you are just that requires no cost incurred, then that is organic marketing. When you're doing blog posts, when you're doing articles, you're writing ebooks, when you're doing, if you have a website and you're doing search engine optimization, that is also organic marketing. When you're doing
That's true,
video, you're
Vicky.
creating, yes?
In fact, what I also want to clarify is, when we say that you are not incurring a cost, we don't mean that you're not incurring a cost in the production or in the creation of the content. We mean you're not incurring a cost in the publicizing of that content. Like, you're
Yes.
not incurring a cost to increase the reach of that content. But you might have a videographer that you're paying. You might be using an email platform that you're paying. You might also be using a platform that allows you to manage your social media that you're paying. But as long as you're not
Mhm.
paying them to increase your reach, that is not marketing.
Mhm.
That
Yes.
is, sorry, organic marketing.
Anyway, yes. On the other hand, paid marketing is the process of using paid advertising channels to target your potential customers. So this involves incurring some costs where you can either run adverts on the different platforms or you can use sponsored advertisements across the different channels. The same channels that you have just talked about in the organic marketing, we have talked about the social media. You can use adverts on the different social media platforms: LinkedIn, TikTok, Meta, Google, and etc. So it is it just involves you incurring costs. So today we are going to look at the differences between the two, and then from that you'll be able to make your judgment according to your business, which one you will prefer to start with, which one works best for you, and we hope that you'll be able to also enjoy this conversation. Yeah, having looked at the definition or having a basic understanding of now what an organic marketing is and what paid marketing is, we'll now go ahead and look at the advantages of the different advantages and disadvantages of each. So we'll start with the organic marketing. Steve, you can
Yeah,
maybe start us off with one that you think of.
I think for me the most obvious advantage for organic, or let me call it non-paid advertising, is that it's free. And if a platform is free, anything that does not cost you money as a business or as a consultant is usually very agreeable to you. So I would say one in my view, the main advantage of organic advertising is that it's free. So if you are constrained with resources or you're just starting out as a business, it is encouraged that you should be doing organic advertising, just to make sure you are still in your followers or your clients' faces without using resources.
Yeah, I think, Steve, you're very right. It is one, actually, it's like they had most, how do you say it? It's the best of the advantages that you are going to talk about, especially if you're a small business. Because when you're a small business, you don't want to incur so much. You want to effectively utilize the budget that you have. So it is very cost effective
Yeah,
when
that's
you're
true.
using organic marketing, because now you just use the time that you have, which
Mm.
I'm also just combining with an advantage. Here, you're just required to create time for you to grow your platform and also for you to make sales. So how much time do you invest on the platforms? Like how much time and what ideas do you put in your mind to ensure that whatever you're putting on the platform is what people are seeing? So cost effective is very important. Another point that I will give is the long-term results. Unlike the paid organic, like the paid paid marketing that you're going to look at just in a few seconds, the long-term results is very it's applicable to the organic marketing, because you are consistent on your content creation. For example, in social media, every day you keep posting. If it's creating videos, you keep putting content on these platforms, and someone would come in today and go and scroll through the different content that you had created the last 1 month, the last 3 months, like especially like for channels or content that you create on channels like YouTube and TikTok. You have your content for as long as 2 years ago, where someone will still go and be able to still get that content, and to that will just be beneficial to that person. That person might still be convinced to buy from you after 2 years or after 1 year. So this is a long-term strategy that is very good even for businesses, whether you are a small business or a large business. This is something that allows you to be able to grow your brand, because you would want that as you grow, people are growing with you. After years to come, people are still able to identify the educative or the content that you are sharing with them. They're able to identify the products that you're selling to them, if they are still in stock or if they are not in stock. If you had offers, are you still able to inform them about the offers that you're sharing? So it is a long-term strategy that is very beneficial to all kinds of businesses.
Yeah, that's true, Vicky. And I think just to simplify it to for you to visualize it, look at content creators who later blow up, or even look at you who is watching this video. Chances are you are probably going to watch this video, or you're watching this video 6 months after it was created. So if we had
Mm-hmm.
done a paid advertising, you would definitely not be viewing this video now, because we it would not be sustainable, or it would not even be productive on a marketing point of view to do the same ad continuously for 6 months. But because this is an organic type of engagement and marketing, you are able to see this content for posterity, even your kids and your kids kids. As long as YouTube continues to exist, or as long as wherever we are publishing this content, you shall be able to see it. So it's a very it allows you, if you're selling a product or a service, to continuously be able to reach customers without adding additional resources,
Mm-hmm.
to grow new customers. And this is usually, like you said, the best for lifetime value, because if you're doing a business that you've been doing it for a while, chances are, as you grow, then you also attract new audiences. Now, maybe the audience might not be interested in what you're selling now, but because you have grown to a level where you have created relevance, they can go back to your old products or your old content and see what other services you're offering. And if you're just in the entertainment space, again, those views can be useful to you to grow your reach, and also to help the algorithm recommend it to other people. So it's usually, it's a very, again, another very important addition. I would say my third and probably the final advantage would be that when you're doing an organic type of marketing, and you do it sustainably, you are able to create or build trust. Customers,
Mm-hmm.
if you, whatever, whether it's a product or a service, when once they see you on a regular basis talking about, let's say, for again, I like using this example for Asha Kids, because it's the easiest example to use. You're selling kids products. Now when when every day somebody sees your content, or maybe they followed you one time, they were looking for kids content, they're not ready to buy, but they just followed you once. Because they follow you, when you post organically and you post it regularly, and it's a highly engaging content, chances are they'll be seeing that post regularly, even if not daily, but once in a while, when they're scrolling through their social media platforms, they'll be seeing that. If you're sharing a link of your website, they'll also likely be seeing that. So after a while, if this person was not too sure about you as a seller of kids items, then after 6 months, then they can be sure this person is not just conning, is not a con person in the industry. So you're able to build trust. Now, when you build trust, you are also, as you continue to post organically, because it's the most sustainable way, you are also able to create higher engagement levels, especially if your content is creative. So creativity, sorry, the your credibility and your engagement levels, in my view, go hand in hand. Most
Yeah.
customers will engage a business that they feel that when they order something, or when they want a service from them, they can get it without that risk of being conned. So I would say another important bit, or another relevant or an advantage of doing organic marketing regularly or constantly, is that you build trust over the long term, which adds to that long term value. But also, you also have higher engagement. Advertisements, the engagement can be views, it can be clicks, but it's usually per campaign. You don't have sustainable levels of engagement. But when you're doing organic posts, then you are able to build engagement, and authentic engagement,
Yeah.
over the lifetime of your marketing efforts. Yeah.
Yeah, which if that happens, then you're able to, even as you gain your customers, you will build the customers' loyalty and retention.
Mm,
Now, on the challenges of the organic marketing, the first one that I would mention is slow results. Like, you are not going to get instant feedback. It is rare for you to be able to get the instant results that you would get if you were to do paid marketing. Because if you were to look at a scenario like search engine optimization, it takes months before you're able to start viewing the results. If you look at content creation on social media, you'll need to post content on a frequent or regular basis, before now people are able to trust what you're sharing on the platform, and for them now to feel this information is what sharing with their friends and relatives for you to grow organically. So it is a slow process. You need to be patient with it. As we had mentioned, it's a long-term strategy. So you need to be patient with it as you continue advancing or learning from what is working and what is not working until it works. I know we have had viral moments where you do a content, a video, or a post, and then you're able to get the post going viral. But that is like once in a blue moon. It's not like it happens frequently. It requires you to take a lot of effort, make a lot of effort, be creative enough for you to be able to grow on using the using the organic marketing. So
Yeah, that's true. I think just to add on to that is that when you say that it takes time, basically it's just a harder it's just a harder strategy
yeah,
to engage in regularly and constantly. The other point that I think is also very important in terms of or the challenges that maybe you can face when you're doing the organic marketing is that your reach is limited. The only
yeah,
people you can talk to or reach is the followers, and even then, the way the social media platforms are geared is that because there are so many content providers or content creators out there, you are competing with so many people to try to get the eyeballs of even your own followers, so that you might find that you
mm,
might be posting and even the engagement rate is low, not because the content maybe is not good or relevant. It's just because the audience or the customer has so many other people that they are following, who are
mhm,
also possibly, even if they're not doing ads, they're also posting organically. So just add on to the bit about it being now taking time to grow, is that then you would have to post almost every hour for you to have a higher chance of being seen by
yeah,
a normal not a normal your follower. And again, because you can only reach to your follower, you can't reach any new
yeah,
audience. So if I don't know about Asha Kids, I will never see content of Asha Kids. So that's a major challenge, because as a marketer or as a
yeah,
salesperson or as a business, you want to reach new eyeballs, you want to reach new customers on a regular basis. Because if you
yeah,
have 1,000 people, your growth or your income is only limited to those 1,000 people. So
yeah.
it's a very major uh, hurdle or a bottleneck when you're doing organic.
Yeah, to just sum it up, you've talked about uncertainty in ranking, because now you're not sure if the reach, how many people you're going to reach on a specific post or video that you place on the platform, because factors that affect are the algorithm changes on the different social media platforms. Sometimes you will do a post, it is having more reach. Sometimes you'll do a post, it has less reach. So you cannot control the how your content is going to it's like a, how do you say it, luck. You're depending on luck, that maybe this one, because even however much you do your post to be so nice or your video to be so nice, there are some videos that you'll do and you're like, this one is going to work, and that is the one that does not work. So it's uncertain, you're not sure of which content would work or will reach a higher audience. And just as you have mentioned, it is therefore it requires you to spend a lot of time on it. It is time consuming. It requires you to, at least like for a case scenario, like for TikTok, you are recommended to at least do three, at minimum of three per day, three videos or content per day on the platform. People do six, people do 10. So if your competitors are doing like 10 and you are doing one, that already tells you that you are going to grow at a very slow pace. So for you to be able to do well in organic marketing, it requires a lot of time. Time is also applicable when you think of creating the content, coming up with content that you can put consistently on that platform on a frequent basis. It requires a lot of creativity, and creativity means you're going to spend a lot of time in searching for content that is going to be beneficial to your audience, and also time in terms of posting. How many posts do you do in a day? Which social media platforms are you going to? How many of them are you going to even use in the first place? What are you going to put on those platforms? Are you going to do video? Are you going to do people. So it requires a lot of time for you to be able to create content that will reach a wider audience or that is applicable to your audience that will help them eventually convert to customers. Yeah, so having looked at the different challenges, now we can go ahead and also just mention a few of the advantages of the paid marketing. Steve, I don't know if you have any that comes in your mind.
I would say that the most obvious one again, based on what we discussed earlier, is that if I can only reach my followers on organic, yes, on
Mm-hmm.
organic marketing, the paid marketing or the advert. Let's say for for the sake of some audience or arguments, we can say that when you do adverts on the digital platforms, is that you have
Mm-hmm.
a higher chance of reaching new audiences or reaching new potential customers. So
Mm-hmm.
the biggest advantage for me would be reach. When you do paid advertising, you are able to reach audiences in far flung areas, and you can even what's the word? You can even customize that type the audience you want to reach.
Yeah.
The problem with
Target.
organic following is you don't choose who follows you, but
Yeah.
but when you're doing advertising, you can choose who sees you. So that is a
Mm-hmm.
very big advantage in my view, because when, like we said earlier, when you're a marketer or when you're a business, you only grow your revenues, or you grow your reach, or you grow your business by reaching new audiences consistently. So
Yeah.
paid advertising allows you to reach new audiences and even decide
Yeah.
the audiences that you want to reach. Mm.
Yeah, it's so true. You can target specific audience according to location, interest, demographics, behaviors. You can decide to go as specific as you want to reach that audience that you're looking for. So that is very good. And for me, I think one of the benefits that I would say, just to merge with what you're saying, is immediate results, because you are
Mm.
spending a certain amount of money, and you know, with this amount of money, I'm going to get this result. So you're able to get immediate results, whether you will reach a certain amount of people with the costs that you have incurred, whether you'll reach a certain amount of leads, or you'll have conversion. So you're able to get immediate results. You within a month you can be able to detect or tell if your product is working or it's not. Especially if you're launching a new product or you'd want to test the product in the market. Within a month, or 2 or 3, you can be able to state this product is working, this one I need to change, I need to improve on such and such, because you're getting almost immediate feedback.
Yeah, that's true, Vicky. Immediate feedback is sometimes very important, especially for businesses that have targets, or for roles that have targets. You might be given 6 months to deliver
Mm-hmm.
maybe this type of revenue target, and when you're doing organic, it might take even years for you to reach that audience.
Mm-hmm.
So I would agree that the immediate results shortens the timeline for you to what's the word,
Yeah,
to actually get your feedback. Another advantage I would say is just it's easy. if you are if
yeah,
like if you have the resources, you can actually have one ad running all through the year. As long as it's a good ad, you can have one ad
yeah,
running all through the year. All you'll be changing is the audience, the frequency, and even
yeah,
sometimes maybe you can change the call to action, or where
yeah,
what do you want the audience to do? Do you want them to send you messages? Do you want them to give you comments? Do you want them to go to a link? So it's so easy if you have the resources,
yeah,
because you are able to use very few time and resources. Because the beauty again with the digital marketing is a lot of things are automated. You are not it's
yeah,
not like you're sending a salesperson every day to the
yeah,
market to look for audiences. When you set your parameters in an ad in January, you can decide that those parameters remain the same until December, and all you just be
yeah,
doing is monitoring how are we doing in this ad. So I would say another key advantage, if you are a time constrained digital marketer or a time constrained business, it is very easy to implement digital marketing, as long as you have the resources. And but when I say easy, it's both on the resources but also on you creating that content, because you
yeah,
can easily reuse content. On organic, when you reuse content for a while, your engagement levels drop. Why? Because
yeah.
if
It's the
if
same,
you are
almost
only
the same
talking to
as
Vicky, because Vicky has seen this content today, when she sees it tomorrow, she's bored. But if
Yeah.
Steve saw it today and tomorrow you are reaching Vicky and the next day you are reaching another audience, then the same content can remain relevant, quote unquote, because you are
Yeah.
reaching new audiences. So your engagement levels won't suffer. So if you have resources, definitely you would prefer paid advertising because it's just easier to use, and you can reuse your one content all through.
It is easy to do because it's again flexible. You can adjust the budget to your needs. You can adjust, you can change the photos if you feel the photos are not working. You can adjust the post or the content or the creative ad. You can adjust the target audience. It's just a little things that you end up learning as you're doing the adverts, adjusting as you continue until it works. So it is a bit, it's not per se easy to do, but it's a bit easy once you know how to do it, because again it requires at least you learn how to do the advert such that you are able to optimize your budget. So we go ahead and also look at the different challenges of the paid advertising, because anything that has an advantage has to have
I think Vicky, before we even check the challenges, there is one more thing that we had talked about in the organic space, where you had hinted to it, but we didn't go deep. Where you said in organic it is dependent on their
yes.
algorithms. Now with paid, if you are keen and have been observing the trend in market in the social media platforms, they are leaning more and more towards the paid types of advertising. Why? Because it's the main way that they earn money. So when you're doing an organic advertising, you are dependent on what the social media platforms algorithms will who they'll decide to show it to. On the paid one, the algorithms usually want to give you the best results so that you can continue paying for those advertising. So you'll notice that your results are better when you're doing the paid advertising in terms of engagement. Whatever goal you set for your business are higher definitely than when you do organic, because even the incentive of the social media platform or the digital platform, whether it's Google Ads or any other type of platform that allows you to do that, would be to ensure that you get the best results so that you can continue funding them. I just wanted to add
Yeah.
that point,
Yeah.
even as we go to the
Yeah, that
disadvantages.
is a very good and insightful point. Okay, so we look at the disadvantages, and of course the first one that comes in mind is the costs. You can find yourself spending as much because you are not limited on how much you can spend on the social media platform. You will find yourself spending so much money, if especially if you are not aware of what you're doing, you might end up spending a lot of money that will go to waste. So you will first need to understand the platform. You need to understand um, what would work for that platform. You need to spend some money on testing before you're able to now invest much money. But it is very costly, and cost depends on whatever you are thinking for your business. But it can go, you can find yourself spending a lot of money, which can sometimes cause you uh, to maybe breach your budget. So you'll yield results, but you need also to be ready to chip in money.
Yeah, Vicky, that's true. And maybe just to add on that is that because you have to spend because the costs of social media marketing will likely vary every month. You might notice that it usually is on an incremental basis, so that when as you increase your reach or as you increase your parameters, then you're also likely to spend more on the advertising. And what this means then is that you have then, as a business, to have a consistent allocated budget for marketing. So while it is easy, the compromise is that then you have to maintain a consistent budget, and I think for some businesses it's not sustainable, and for others maybe it is not as productive and useful to have maybe a consistent budget for one campaign,
Yeah.
which then leads me to why some campaigns why another disadvantage which which faces the paid advertising, which is then because most companies will not consistently pay for an advertising on their digital platform, then you end up having short-term campaigns. So which means that even your impact, if you are growing reach, your reach will only grow for as long as the campaign budget is
Mhm.
available. So this means that most companies which is what we see even as we serve customers. Is a customer will tell you, okay, I need you for digital marketing services, but when you tell them that maybe it will cost you 300,000 to do a 3 month campaign, then they're like, okay, I only have 100,000. What does that mean then? Then that 100,000 means that we can only do a digital paid advertising campaign for 1 month. So that affects then the length of most campaigns, and it's natural. Not only small businesses, even big businesses end up doing, because you have to always optimize resources. No matter how much you have, you always want to optimize it for the best. So you'll notice, and this is what I also have a problem with most, the way it has, this paid advertising has skewed marketing strategies. Now most marketing strategies don't have long-term views. Most of them have ended up being short-term campaigns. I want a 3 month campaign, pour in several hundred thousands of shillings, get my results, and move on. So even most advertising or digital marketing firms have now been forced to align into that structure, where we do a campaign for you 3 months, then we are silent for the rest of the year, which in my view does not have a sustainable approach to things. So I would say another big disadvantage is that because of the cost element, then it ends up that the impact and the campaigns that you are able to run are usually then also short-term based.
Yeah. Yeah, I think yeah, that is very true. Um, I think also one of the disadvantages that I would mention is the repetition. Sometimes, you can have an advert that we were just mentioning that it's easy that you can have an advert that runs for long, but sometimes it has its own
Mm,
disadvantages because you can make it so repetitive until it's fatigue. Like you'll get
mm.
it, yeah,
Audience
audience
fatigue.
fatigue. People have seen your advert for so long and they keep seeing the same advert until it loses its value. Like, I'm now not convinced to buy from you. I'm just seeing the advert for the sake of seeing the advert. So it requires a lot of balancing when you're doing such adverts. You're spending money, I know, but now when you decide to do those adverts, you also need to be cautious to know that this advert is fatigued. They need to change it. You need to refresh your creatives to ensure that people are still seeing you as a brand, but they are seeing a different creative on and on as they are being convinced to buy from you.
Yeah, for me, I would say that's true, and maybe just a remedy for that would be, if you cannot do another creative campaign, because what happens is the adverts that people usually boost, or that people usually pay for, are usually adverts because they know it's going to cost them money. They also spend resources on making that advert. Organic posts, people usually tend to go cheap on them. Very few organic companies will spend money on the video to create an organic post, but they'll spend a lot of money on an advert or a campaign that is going to be paid. So I would say, if you have already spent a lot of money and you're thinking, okay, this is 3 months, this campaign, I can't spend maybe 200,000, even 50,000 on a video and then only use it for 3 months. So what are these guys telling me? What we are saying is, if you need to spend it for the whole year, then try to change parameters. Don't have the same audience seeing that campaign. So maybe if you need to be keen, and that's why the digital marketing experts are here. You need to then find a way of changing your demographic
Mhm.
or potential demographic audience, so that then your audience who sees it maybe in the first 3 months is not the same audience that sees it all
Yeah,
through. Unless maybe you're also seeing positive results, which again comes with expertise. Some people are also, they run campaigns, but they don't know what they need to measure to optimize the campaign
yeah.
for better
Yes,
results.
so
Yeah, just needed to add.
yeah, which is very true. So, Steve, having looked at the different advantages and disadvantages of each, according to your own analysis and experience and expert opinion, what do you think? Do you think as a business we need to focus more on organic or paid, or what do you think?
I'd say, as a business or even as a marketer in an organization, you need to have an element of both the organic and also the paid. But I would still have a bias towards the paid. Why? Is because in my experience, or in our experience, we have noticed that there is a slow but very deliberate shift by the social media or the digital media platforms. Even just Google Ads, you used to get very good results when you did very good SEO. But as time has gone, you will notice that a lot of Google ranking searches are now very heavily predominantly advertising. So if you are doing good SEO, as this is for a website person, if you're doing good SEO and you also add some Google Ads element of it, then you will get even the best results. So I would say use both, but if you are able to, in this day and age, you cannot only do organic. In fact, you would rather only do paid than only do
Yeah.
organic, in my view. Organic still, organic paid now is getting should get a high weighting in your consideration or in your marketing strategy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I like what you've said. You have to have a little bit of both. Even whether you're a small business or you're a big business, at least you need to have both, because that will help you achieve the different goals or the different objectives that you
Objective.
have in your business. So if you will be able to grow your brand, because you will be creating organic content on the platform. You can't escape creating organic content. Now, when you're creating the organic content, you need to find creative ways in which you can be able to engage your audience. Need to find educative or find ways in which you can engage your content, your audience, in ways that will make them keep coming back. Are you doing educative content? Are you doing entertaining content? Just just think of ways in which you can do that. Now, if you are to merge with the paid marketing, then that will mean you might not end up focusing on spending so much time creating the organic content. Maybe if you are supposed to do 6 posts a day, maybe you'll end up doing 2 or 3 or 1, because now you know you also having a budget for the paid. Now, the paid is also good, and apart from just doing an adverts that will help you be able to make more sales on the platform, you can also decide on the organic content that are performing well to boost those content to reach more people. That is also another way to build a brand. So from our desk here, we say you need to have both of them for your business to work on the online platforms. You can't escape, whether you like it or not. At least if you are a starting business, then just allocate a small budget to start off, test your market, see what is working, and whatever that is working is what that you'll amplify with more budget with it. Otherwise, we are so grateful for spending time and to listen to this video. We hope that it was beneficial to you. Remember to watch more of our videos on the Marketing Matters podcast. We appreciate so much. Have a great time. Bye.
Bye.